Texas, nice to see you, sir. He's also the chairman of the House Republican Conference and co-chaired the Debt Super Committee. It's nice to have you. So, in a nutshell, what do you think of this budget? It's been out now for 16 minutes.
Well, that's long enough to be bitterly disappointed. I mean, I'm bitterly disappointed in two respects. Number one, the president told us that at the end of his first term he would cut the deficit in half. And instead we have our nation's first, second, third, and fourth trillion-dollar deficits. Second of all, I mean, there's a debt crisis, and the president's budget doesn't deal with it. And what we have, again, are the largest debt we've had as a percentage of our economy since World War II. I mean, I was listening to your program earlier. You're reporting on what's happening in Greece. I mean, I don't think America could turn into Greece, but I don't know. I mean, they have rioting in the streets. They have homelessness that are up, suicides that are up. I mean, the debt is serious, and the president doesn't deal with the drivers of the debt. And even if you gave the president every single job-killing tax increase he's requested, that's about 16%, maybe 17% of the new additional debt that he's putting on the backs of the American people. It is a huge drag on our economy, and it's preventing job creators. So is there not one thing in there that you like? So we came into your segment. Well, I must admit, in 16 minutes, I haven't read the entirety of it. But
enough to be bitterly disappointed. We heard you. We heard you on that. Well, so, but I gave you a couple, in all seriousness.
Let me stop you for a second. Deficits as far as the eye can see.
I hear you. Let me stop you for a second, because we came into your segment listing some of the very small handful of things that are in this budget. Again, $30 billion to hire teachers, police officers, firefighters, $30 billion to modernize schools, $350 billion for job creation, infrastructure upgrades at $476 billion. You're against all those things?
What I'm against is saddling this economy and future generations with debt that they can't handle. I mean, we've got to quit spending money we don't have. I mean, we're borrowing.
So are you against all of those things?
On the dollar.
So those things that I just listed, which is
I'm against trillion-dollar deficits as far as the eye can see. You will see a Republican budget that puts the nation on a path to fiscal sustainability without raising taxes on small business people and job creators. So, you know, I'd like to see the line items. There may be individual programs that we could work with the president on, but in its totality, raising taxes on small businesses and job creators and saddling future generations with more debt is not the answer. So
Congressman, stand by for 1 second.
I can agree with.
Hold on 1 second.
So it's not surprising that a Republican like Jeb Hensarling doesn't like this offer, but it's clear this is not the last offer of the president, but the first. I mean, last summer, the president and John Boehner did reach an agreement that went well beyond this in terms of restraining spending on entitlement programs, and John Boehner could not sell it to his Republican caucus, including members, I think, like those here today.
He just glanced over you, ma'am.
So the question, I mean, the question is, I think the issue is there any more appetite in 2012 than there was in 2011 for a deal that would inevitably include some tax increases, but would also have the president going much further than he's going today in terms of controlling spending on Medicare and Medicaid?
Congressman Cleaver says this is a nervous breakdown. Hold on 1 second, sir. Let me get to your colleague, your Republican colleague, Marsha Blackburn, is with us this morning, and then I'll get right back to you. Congressman Cleaver says this is a nervous breakdown on paper.
Because it is into avoidance. The federal government has an addiction, since we've talked about that, to the taxpayers' money. And the point is this, Soledad, the debt is higher than it has ever been. We have had nearly $5 trillion worth of debt come on the books in the last few years. Ron and I, being budget nerds who look through all those historical tables, you know, when you go back, and I will do that this week, I'll get those historical tables, I'll look at where we have gone over the last 50 years. We cannot support this. When you look at,
let me get back, hold on 1 second, let me get back to the congressman for a second who's been trying to
can't afford it.
Okay, so, Congressman, excuse me, sir, I've got a little brawling here at my panelists. You wanted to jump in and add something.
Well, let me just agree with Marsha Blackburn, who I often do. Again, this is the highest debt as a ratio of our economy since World War II. World War II was a temporary phenomena. This one is presenting red ink as far as the eye can see. at a time where we desperately need to create jobs in this economy, where almost 13 million of our fellow countrymen are still out of work. We can't handle this level of debt. And you know what? It's not even a matter of cutting the budget. It's just making sure that the federal budget doesn't grow beyond the ability of the family budget to pay for it. And in that respect, the president's policies have failed and failed yet again.
Congressman Hensarling, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time.